I hope that every time your mind wanders, it comes looking for me. It's time to own your power. I had to make you uncomfortable, otherwise you never would have moved. Everything will be okay, I promise, God. These are messages I get every day on my Facebook page wall. The Sabbath rest. There remains then a Sabbath rest for the people of God. For whoever enters God's rest also rests from their own work, just as God did from his. Let us therefore make every effort to enter that rest, so that no one will fall by following the same pattern of disobedience. Hi, my name is Susan. This week's theme is labouring to rest, which is Hebrews 4:11. Let us then do our best to receive that rest, so that no one of us will fail as they did because of their lack of faith. This week I've been mostly trying to keep my eyes forward into the real world, getting on with tasks that I've been struggling to do in recent weeks, such as getting back to my music production, writing songs in conjunction with a local club for a community album, and generally keeping busy. And it's been pretty difficult fighting not to look back in fear in the back of my mind with this Helm situation. When I look back, the head pain and anxiety and the tightening of my mid-body gets worse. Being stuck between a world of fear and freedom can be pretty tough when you're struggling in the spirit and the flesh. My poor husband feels everything that I do and cannot escape what I feel, and has no control over my fears affecting him. He's been guiding me with difficulty as we are being separated, either by the Helm or it's God's will, I can't tell, which has been pretty distressing as I don't know what's happening to me half the time. Looking back brings complication. Looking forward, I am completely relying on God to supply my needs and trusting him. It's tough when you are scared to death of these physical attacks, but each week that goes by I'm handing it over to him with an internal fight of letting it go. God showed me 2 chevrons to walk forward. He shines his light brighter when I'm out, so I know he's watching, and I feel so guilty sometimes. I believe my faith isn't strong enough to let me go right away. Obviously I've been strengthened and I have to keep reminding myself that. Over the last year, because I refused to bow to demons in the Helm, I've been whelmed constantly with punishment to my head. My mind being blocked, dizziness due to the chatter of distress in my mind, where it gets its strength from to make a strong hold in my mind, by using my fear to consume me like a snake, because of not being able to think like I used to and having my feelings blocked. God literally looks like a cardboard cutout. My fire for him has diminished because of how fear has consumed me. Now I fight to concentrate on the world because of the physical hurt I get as they punish me for looking at the Bible on my iPad that is deemed to be impure, being yourself, or sitting there for any length of time. My husband tells me that this is a fight between man-made purity based on the old law and grace in Jesus Christ. The fact that Jesus lets you be yourself, warts and all, under grace, and this purity network takes it upon itself to judge and condemn and punish you for everything they approve of or disapprove of. An act of supremacy. God speaks to me through YouTube videos, TV, spoken word, pictures on my Facebook wall. My husband tells me what it is and God confirms it via Facebook wall pictures usually. Focus picture, about focusing and trusting him, resting in him even though this giant bogeyman is lurking in your mind and body. Knowing me picture, I'll be reincarnated as myself. In other words, I've done a full journey going through this where I more or less am the same person. Knowing my luck, I'll get reincarnated as me again. When you crawl back into your safe space after being overwhelmed, it was made for me. This is my hole. You're getting distracted again. Focus. I started with loving my food, being overweight. Even after being starved through fear, I'm still overweight, but I've lost 1.5 stone, going up recently 0.5 stone because of the stress of this situation. I began with being 3,000 in debt, but now I'm going out being 1,500 in debt, but that was down to my own determination and not the networks. I got rid of all my belongings through fear of the Purity Network, and it all returned to me more, but I'm getting rid of stuff all the time, and that's down to my own discernment, not theirs. I'm trying to draw more towards God, probably through panic, but God is just saying rest, be right where you are. It's a battle of the mind, knowing what the right thing to do is. Just resting seems to be too easy, yet it is totally hard just to stop in the middle of a storm. When things are hurting you, as in your fleshy nature, you really want to solve them, to just rest and endure whilst he sorts it out. It seems like to let go is easy. It was in my previous fear trial of having panic attacks for under a year. I read the Bible for 6 months and Gideon verse set me free. But this time it's tough. I'm literally having to fight the thoughts and silence them and look away just to hand it over to God. So my tasks are to stand still, Exodus 14:14, rest and trust God, to keep reading the Bible and try to get back to being myself, fearfully and wonderfully made, Psalm 139. To get back to my purpose, making music and all of the things home and purpose related. Don't look back in fear. This will take some practice of just calming myself down and giving it over, even though I'm enduring it and it's painful. God is forwarding me into reality and to be in real life. I've been inside my head worrying for most of my life and not living here and now. So even though this trial is pretty horrific, God is using it to give me ultimate peace by silencing my mind and making me live in the moment. This is one hell of a trial, but one day I will get to the other side and I will be finally at peace, and so will my poor husband, who I love very much. This is a song I wrote before I knew who my kingdom husband was, which turned out quite prophetic to what I was about to experience up to now. It's called Caged in a Bird.
She got wings, she got love, she got magic from the skies above. She's got hands to create, motivate all the onlookers. Oh, look into the mirror and see just what you see. A stranger looking for you, turning back to me. Don't look now, there is an energy here, coming over loud and clear. There's a veil of doubt. nobody can take away from me this little bird inside of me.